afternoon, YouTube. Alright, I am doing Instacart. It is Saturday and it's going on 5:45. This is the start of my day. Yes, 6 o'clock p.m. I'll be doing Instacart on a Saturday, and I will be doing Lawrenceville area. Now, pretty much, I know that in Lawrenceville on a Saturday, it does the peak time in terms of people requesting delivery services is usually in the morning, from like 11 a.m. probably all the way until 4, maybe 5 o'clock the latest. So I'm gonna see how it's gonna go between 6 and 10. Now I pretty much know I doubt very much I'll get anything at 9 o'clock at night, but if I do, it'll probably be somewhere all the way in Timbuktu and Braselton Highway or somewhere far off, because Gwinnett is pretty big. This market is, and it'll probably be at some Kroger or whatever. But I know how to compact that. It's like if you want to go home towards the end of your shift, say you get off at 10 o'clock. Just take a break. Just take a 20-minute unpaid break, and about 9:15, 9:20. So at 9:20, when you start, they can't give you anything, and then it'll be 9:40, and at that point, you pretty much are not going to get much of nothing. Because number one, if your block is over at 20 minutes, they have to account for delivery time and what time the customer expects an order, and they may ask you if they was to do that, would you like to take this last order? Now for me, I learned from, especially this week, when they offer the very last order, and depending on where you are, it always become a disaster. Especially when I did that thing when I was in Atlanta, trying to get the $14 per hour for the 3 hours from 8 to 10 in the morning. From 8 to 11? 8 to 11. And then the very last order I got before I was supposed to take my break was a disaster. Somebody lived in Piedmont. I had to go through all that traffic and sit in traffic for 40 minutes to go a mile, and never got to the house, and staying on the phone for 2 hours for Instacart, and then turn around, the customer cancel, So as much as I'd like to be flexible and say, okay, you know what, I could maybe make another extra $10 or per item, or maybe you'll get a tip. It's like people don't seem to appreciate your time. Now I know that when I signed up for this, you sign up to work between certain hours in a certain zone, and it may be up or down. You may get a tip, you may not get a tip, you may get a good tip. You may have customers who lie and say that they didn't get a gallon of milk, when you know that that they got a gallon of milk, because when you go back to the Publix and ask them, did you leave anything? They tell you they looked on the camera and they saw that I walked out the store with the gallon of milk in the cart. And no, I did not leave it in the back seat of the car. No, I didn't leave it in the trunk, because the first thing I always do is that I'll always check behind me. And no, I did not give any items to anybody else, because I always look at the items that I'm expected to drop off before I hit that delivered button. So I look at it and see all the items and say, okay, this is this, I got that. It's a 3-step process in which I always check to make sure they got anything. So, but I don't know what kind of game some of these people be playing. They claim that, it's like I go through the whole week with a perfect 5. And then here comes Sunday, here comes Saturday, usually Sunday. Somebody always try to make up a story and a lie. Leave the groceries on the step. Leave it at the door. You know, don't ring the doorbell and all that kind of crazy crap. You know, I mean, I start taking film. I start taking video. I start filming. Put that film button on, and I start tape recording transactions. Because some people, when I go to their house, they got cameras rolling, you know. And sometimes I wonder. I mean, I know the purpose of having cameras if you live in maybe some of these $1 million homes and mansions and gated communities, and you have a camera. But some of these homes be looking, you know, suspect. It look like it's almost meth houses, you know. I mean, like they're doing something illegal. And usually my discernment is usually right about things. When I get a feeling about something, I say, you know what, something ain't right about this place I'm at. You know? And some of these people, you know, when I used to do other food deliveries, fast food deliveries, and I deliver the food and I open the door, people be all over the house and the living room smoking weed, looking all drugged out, you know, looking crazy. You know, I'm just like, you know, people do anything just to say they didn't get something, they didn't, you know, something was missing, or claim something was damaged. You know, I just don't get it sometimes. You know, I just don't get it that people could be that desperate that they could sit up there and jeopardize the job that you're doing, that you so lazy that you don't get up and do it yourself, that you're gonna lie about it. Do mind you, they don't tip. Do mind you, they don't get out their own damn car and get their own damn groceries or whatever the case may be. But then to turn around to lie, to say that you didn't get a gallon of milk, you didn't get no carton of eggs. That's the very first thing I give people. When I know I've got eggs and milk and eggs, milk, and bread, I always give that to them. The first thing I give them before I take anything out the car, I make sure they get those things in their hand. You know? I make sure they get that. I don't try to, you know, and I don't know. It's like I feel that I need to start curating some type of checks and balance system for my own self. Maybe create some kind of pad and take a moment to ask people to sign off on some things. Like, show them, you know, especially people, just open up the bag and say, here you go. Kindly review look at things carefully and sign that they got it. Because all this leaving stuff on the porch and leave it on the step, they shouldn't have no option to say something's missing or damaged. You know you going out and about. You know you ain't gonna be home. You know you ordered meat, ground meat. You know you ordered milk and eggs. It's 80-something degrees in Atlanta, and it's not even the summertime yet. And you leaving stuff on the steps. Leaving on the step. Is that a way to say you avoid not giving a tip? I mean, really? What's the logic in that? So you could turn. I mean, I did that. I purposely. Someone told me to leave something on their step, and they had cameras all over the place. So I took up my phone and I start filming around too. You're gonna film me coming up to your door. I'm gonna film you while you film me while I walk in with the groceries, and film you and take pictures that I'm at the door. And then I'm gonna get in my car. I'm gonna drive 50 feet away, and then I'm gonna sit there and watch you open that door and get those groceries from the steps. And I filmed that. And you know what this person turned around and did? And I know they were the person who did it, talking about they were missing and damaged. You know, I took pictures at the store, took pictures while the items are on the belt of Publix, and when I delivered it and after. But do you think Instacart cares about that? Nope. Do they even look into such matters, or do they care? You know, nope. They don't even care. All they want to do is sit up in there. We'll just give them a credit. And then after that, you give them a credit. And we just notice and see if there's a pattern. Yeah, right. Now, it turns around. It seems like not only just in Atlanta, but even when I go on the Facebook page and look all over the different groups and other people's YouTube channels, you know, it's like suddenly they sitting around waiting too. So I don't know what's going on. But like someone said, don't get married to these companies. Don't be loyal to these companies. You know, I'm loyal by nature, but don't put everything in one company, because you know what, they don't put any loyalty in you. Or if you go out your way to take an order at the last second when you don't have to, when they ask you to extend your time an extra hour or 2 hours, for what? And I start to realize, I said, why would I extend my time if it turns around I don't get tips from these orders? I'm not making $10. I'm not even making the $10 per hour in certain regions anymore. And you're not even going to give me the guarantee. I work 45 hours and you're only going to give me $419, and you telling me it's the first 10 batches, you know? But I'm going to make another video because I don't want, I'm going to make these videos are getting a little bit too long. So let me go ahead and make another video. I'll make part 2. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.